going on, everybody? It's Jeremy coming to you with another video, and today we are talking about The Last of Us Part 2. Now, I have not talked about The Last of Us Part 2 on this channel. I have talked about it a lot over on the main Geeks and Gamers channel, and we have well documented everything that has gone on with this trash game and all of the copyright strikes and the false flags that was carried out by Neil Druckmann and Naughty Dog through their shell company, or whatever you want to call them, Muso, TNT Limited, or whatever the hell they were. They struck down the Geeks and Gamers channel. They struck down the Gaming with Geeks channel. They struck down Ryan Kennel's channel. Had to hit 2 strikes on his channel. And obviously, I got to give a shout out to my boy Ryan Kennel for even making me aware of the story that we're going to talk about right now. So go subscribe to his channel. And we've seen all of their behavior and everything that was surrounding this game with the identity politics and Abby, and them being very, very thin-skinned on the criticisms of the game. They knew that the criticisms was going to happen, but once those criticisms happened, they turned it into the ever-old excuse of misogyny and toxic men and all of this other stuff. But ultimately, people did not like the game. The game did sell well initially, and there's no doubt about that, and there's no disputing that. The game was always going to sell well, but what I always talked about, and what so many others talked about, was that the legs of the game. How long would the legs be? How much would people be talking about this game in a few months once they really experienced how bad it was? And it seems to be that those legs have run out fairly quickly. So, on the Geeks and Gamers channel recently, I talked about this story. PGA Tour 2K21 takes the top spot on the US sales charts, and I talked about these sales, and I pointed out that here we are. We have PGA Tour number 1, EA Sports UFC 4 number 2, Ghost of Tsushima 3, Animal Crossing New Horizons 4, NBA 2K20 number 5, Modern Warfare 6, Grand Theft Auto 5, a game that's 7 years old, is in number 7, Ring Fit Adventure, Minecraft, and Madden 20, which is a re-entry, as is NBA 2K20, and where's The Last of Us Part 2? Where's this all-time great game? Where's the game of the generation? Why are games that have been so... These games are... Some of these games are old, and here they are. Like, Modern Warfare came out before Last of Us Part 2. Animal Crossing came out before The Last of Us Part 2. Obviously, Grand Theft Auto 5 did, and so many other games, but it's not on sales chart. And people have said, Jeremy, you seem a little salty with this. Yeah, I am. And I think I deserve to be. Because they literally struck down my channel. And they literally struck down many of my friends' channels. For what? And they've never been held accountable for that. So, again, I'm going to continue to say fuck Naughty Dog and fuck Neil Druckmann over and over again. But now we get to the point where here we are. The Last of Us 2 receives its first major discount. And there's a lot of this going around right now. And why are you discounting a game if it's selling so great, if fans are in love with it so much? I'm trying to understand that. Now, again, does this happen? Sure, it does happen. It absolutely does happen. But it usually happens a little bit further down the road for these all-time great games. But we have our first discount for The Last of Us Part 2, and there are other discounts going on with this game because it's just not moving the needle anymore. And much like Game of Thrones, the final season of Game of Thrones, the ratings were amazing, but the reality of the situation was you did significant damage to the brand. Same with The Last Jedi, The Rise of Skywalker. You can say, oh, these movies made money, but you did significant damage to the brand. You can tout numbers all you want, but there was significant damage. And that's the same thing that I believe has happened with The Last of Us Part 2. You made a lot of money. Your sales were amazing. And that was based off the previous game that everyone loved. But you pushed identity politics into this game. You got your sales numbers. You got your headlines that you wanted from all of the social media websites. But ultimately, where are we now at The Last of Us Part 2? No one's talking about it. No one's talking about how great this was and how it moved them and how they can't wait to get further into this story and find out what happens. No one cares because you have done serious damage to the actual brand. People are still talking about Ghost of Tsushima. They're going crazy over that one. Animal Crossing is still number 4 on the sales charts, and that's been out since, what, March? But no one's talking about The Last of Us Part 2. So, Naughty Dog, Neil Druckmann, and everyone that had any hand in false flagging channels simply over opinions, you can all go fuck yourselves. You deserve all of the criticisms you have faced, and I am happy to see that this game continues to show us that the fans were right, and the big company, the big corporation of Naughty Dog was wrong. They were always going to be wrong, because the moment they pushed identity politics into this game, we all knew that it was going to be a problem. And we've seen this over and over and over again. Ghostbusters 2016, the sequel trilogy for Star Wars, Terminator Dark Fate. It just continues to happen. Wokeness never wins. Ever. It will always hurt, because it shows that you are not worried about the story, the characters, or the mythology involved. You are worried about the identity politics. And once you bring identity politics into anything, you are going down the wrong road. And ultimately, even Star Wars couldn't survive with identity politics. If Star Wars can't, nothing will. It's just that simple. So, I hope you guys enjoyed this video. Neil Druckmann, get fucked, fuck Naughty Dog, and we will talk to you later.